My life as a movie. This is Super Story.
Hey.
Hi there, my name is Hawa Magaji. I am a TV presenter, event host, fashion and lifestyle content creator, and I would like to call myself a creative producer because I read. I have all these mind-blowing creative ideas for brands. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Quite a lot, but I'll start with talking too much. God, I talk too much. And I think that's one of the qualities, that makes it easy for me to be a host and a presenter because it's just my forte is talking, And another thing I would say is confidence. Like, you cannot stand in front of thousands of people and not be confident. And confidence just makes it easier to do the job because then even if you're not saying anything that quite makes sense, you're confident in your bullshit. I'm joking. But I'm just saying, like, confidence is one of my strong suits. I'm a very confident person. Sometimes I say I'm shy, but I'm not really shy. So I would say I talk a lot and confidence. Those are my two, strong qualities. I'm a talkative. Yeah. Woo! What will people say? I always say, don't listen to what will people say. But I also have a show titled What Will People Say? So yeah. I mean, the idea of the show is in the show's name, What Will People Say? And in Africa and in the world in general, I don't think any two people actually date themselves. Like, there's societal influence in the relationship. Either your parents, your friends, the people, the public, what they would say. So actually, the idea of the show is me and the seeker. The seeker is who is looking for love, and the audience. We come together and we find those qualities that the person is looking for that person. And we matchmake them together and we find out what people will say and if they end up liking themselves. So yeah.
Let's start with how it influenced you as a person.
Right. Okay, me as a person, first of all, that's the first TV show I ever hosted. So there was a lot of pressure hosting the show. But then on the show, I also learned that yes, there's going to be all these societal pressures, but at the end of the day, if you really want yourselves and if you want that person, then you can make it work. Because on the show, we had people that on paper didn't fit or didn't work together, but they eventually still ended up with each other because they wanted themselves. And that's one thing the show taught me, that it just has to be two people that wake up and decide, we want to make this work, and they can make it work.
Pretty girl with a big pampara, you make my heart go para. Hey, fine girl.
Honestly, I don't think I'm going to put one thing as my most memorable moment. But I think for me, it's just always the experience. Like, I always have a new experience on a red carpet or at an event or any of this major cultural things I'm at. So yeah, I would say for me, it's just usually the experiences. Yeah, always memorable. And then I get to talk to a lot of celebrities and people I watched growing up. So yeah. Self-care ritual. One thing I would always say, first of all, you are your biggest fan. And one thing I do every morning, I look at the mirror and I say affirmations to myself. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am the most confident. Everything is working out in my favor. And I feel like I'm one of those people that is going to be very hard for you to sell something to me because I know who I am and I'm very confident in who I am. And that's one of my self-care rituals that I feel like everybody needs to emulate because it's working for me. I think one thing that helps me is I always remember where I'm from. At the end of the day, I am a northern girl and I come from conservative, grounded backgrounds. And so in as much as there's this loud noise in Lagos and in my industry and everything, I try to remember this is who I am. These are the people that brought me up and try to stay grounded, and just keep my head right on track. Michael Jackson. I'm gonna say, how did it feel to come out on that Super Bowl and stand for that amount of minutes and have people falling and fainting? How did it feel to have that much power? That's who I'm gonna talk